evening, everyone. When I tell you I love that intro,
Yes.
yes, that is compliments of Miss Misha Allen. So thank y'all for joining us. I'm Crystal Lynette. Good evening, Candid Culture. Let's go.
Hey Queens, I'm Misha.
Hey, hey, lovely people. It's your girl, Kia Simone.
So yeah, let's get into it. Misha, what you got for us? Let's.
Oh, let's break the ice with with Convo on the Rock.
Y'all, when I catch these girls off guard, I am so sorry.
No, that's okay. Because listen, we all have day jobs and other activities. So when we jump on here, y'all, it be like, okay, like it's a inside joke. I be like cute from the waist up, the rest of it be out.
Right.
So y'all, just this is again just some cute. We just some you gonna catch us off guard, but it's nothing but realness here. So I have my questions, my three questions. Let's get it. So feel free to answer the questions in the comment, and Crystal will also drop them in the chat for later on. So for the people who come in and still want to answer the questions, because we got good feedback last week. So, what's your ideal of a romantic evening? So who wants to go first?
I will go first.
I thought we were all muted.
I would say something thoughtful. It doesn't have to be the most expensive restaurant, but I like trying new places. So if it was something new or something I wanted to do that would be romantic to me, I would love like the little fairy tale romantic stuff, like the rose petals and the bathtub and the bath water and the bubbles and the champagne. I like that stuff too, just not too much stuff, because I'm clumsy, so that's what I think about when I see stuff like that on the Instagram. Like, I would trip over that candle and bust my head right there. But yeah, that's my idea of a romantic evening.
Um, you said romantic evening. You didn't say
Mhm.
romantic day. I think she changed up the question on us,
No, it
but
says romantic evening.
I believe you. My ideal romantic evening would maybe be a picnic in front of a fireplace and some nice music, maybe some Kim, um, something like that, and nice dinner, some wine, and that's it.
So we probably gonna bore y'all tonight because I'm low key. I'm simple. So again, it depends. Like I said, you said romantic evening. It depends the person. So this wouldn't be a romantic evening for a new boo. No, because we're not doing all that. You can't even know where I live. But if it was my
Hmm.
husband, I'm quite simple. So if I had a husband, I would say a romantic evening. I'm really like a stay-at-home type of girl. So I wouldn't mind just a Friday night, Saturday night. We worked hard just to, sit on the couch or even on the bed and listen to some good music. Because, music just does something to you. I mean, just like, just talking, and not a whole lot of talking, no serious talk. And I'm a cuddler also. So that's mine. No worries. The cell phone's off too. No scrolling Facebook.
Yes,
No.
that's a must.
Totally agree on that
I'm
one.
simple. So go ahead and drop your comments in the chat. What's your ideal of a romantic evening? So if you come in late, you can still answer that question. So the next one is, what's your favorite chick flick?
I'll go first. I said mine is A Bronx Tale. I love that movie. Every time it's on, I gotta watch it. And I just love when he's like, "Do you know how to make sauce?" she's like, she's like, "What? What are you?" But I love that movie. I just it's just a beautiful story to me. But yeah, that's my chick flick for me.
You know what's funny is I have so many. The only one I could come up with before the show was Love Actually, and that's kind of a Christmas movie. But I love A Bronx Tale. Me and Misha are the same sign, absolutely. Because when she said A Bronx Tale, I was like, oh, I love that movie. So I had an immediate reaction. Like I literally can see them walking down the street and him asking her about sauce, and then her going and opening the door for him. I mean, I see the whole thing, so I love that. Um, yeah, I love Love Actually. I'm sure before the end of the show, High Vibe said, High Vibe is cracking me up in here. She not only said Love Jones, which I got her on that one, but then she said Set It Off. I didn't know that was a chick flick, but okay, I got you. I'm with you on that one.
I like that type of chick flick.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm with you on that one. Just like A Bronx Tale is more of a coming of age story, but it is a romance. It is like it's cute. I love it. So I'm with you on that one. Go ahead, Kia.
But it's certain stories, like you ain't say chick flick. It's certain stories that your movies that your man really don't want to watch. So if it's like not Fast and Furious or some action, they be like, I'm only watch this for you. So
you gravitate to.
That was our empowerment. Like they was bank robbers, but they was doing it. So mine is old school Pretty Woman. So they were laughing at me. So Pretty Woman, because it was just so many. It was like a story of redemption for me. So I was just like, okay, she was a prostitute, but he was a businesswoman. They came from two different worlds, and it was like he saved her. Now I'm not that chick that feel like I need to be saved, but I just love how he got her together. And then it was just like so many parts. I like the part when she went to buy her dress and they treated her poorly, and then they gave her the credit card. Like, no, you go tell them. And he walked in the store like, what you want? And then I like the part where she wouldn't kiss him on the lips because prostitutes don't kiss on the lips. That's what I don't know about these new day prostitutes, but anyhow. And I like the end when he came and saved her in the limo. That was the most glorious scene of the movie. So hey, old school. I can watch that anytime I see it on TV. I can stop and watch Pretty Woman. So in the comments again, let us know what your favorite chick flick is. The last question. What song evokes the strongest memories? Crystal, I'm gonna pick on you today.
I know, because Misha was going first. The one there's a couple, but my ex from back in the day when I first felt like I was in love, he liked old school, so he liked those songs Babyface, When Will I See You Again? That literally, I literally can see my ex. That evokes a memory in me. That evokes Dawn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like literally.
Do you feel all good, or do you feel like ugh?
No, I don't like. No, I don't feel like I just remember him. That's it. That evokes a memory. That's yeah.
And what about you, Miss?
For me, it's the 07, 08 era, the Laffy Taffy, the T-Pain songs. It just reminds me of high school, being carefree, and when life wasn't so serious and stressful, and I got to get this, and this, and this, and this, and this done. So when I hear those type of songs, it's just like this joy, and I just want to be happy and dance. So I like those type of songs evoke the most emotion out of me.
Okay, so mine is I would say Erykah Badu, Next Lifetime. And I would say that I really have two, but Erykah Badu, Next Lifetime. Because again, that was kind of like I said, during that time when you get that first love and you just like, oh my gosh. So, even though sometimes it might not work out, it just brings back those memories of the first time. And then when you listen to the words of it, you're like, oh, we were two screwed up people.
Right.
It's a whole long story. But another one I would say is Mariah Carey, Always Be My Baby. Because that was just a fun time in my life. So it was just like when everything was carefree, I was just getting out into the world. And so that might be number one. Because that's like the one that I was just like, it just makes me feel good. Every time I listen, if you notice on my you know what? I have to put that one number one. If you ever like look at none of my Instagram stories, it always be that song. It don't even match the mood, but I always put that on there. So that's gonna be Always Be My Baby. Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I agree. SWV, that It's About Time. That reminds me, Week. That evokes a memory in me too. But yeah, they're not even my favorite group. But yeah, but I do have memories of that song in school and stuff like that. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, are we ready, y'all?
Yes, ready for the list.
No.
I ain't even I'm scared about this one because sometimes we be discriminating and be telling too much information. So I was like, the Cheating Chronicles.
Yes. So Kia said earlier, said we're gonna bore y'all tonight. I do not think so at all. so so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Cheating. Actually, Misha, she was the one that brought this to us, and I definitely thought that it was absolutely a timely conversation because you know what's going on with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and that whole story. So let's talk about it. So Misha, you go ahead and start. Where do you want to start?
We can start. Let's just start with the basics. So, the first question would be, have you ever been cheated on? If so, did you stay? If not, would you stay?
No, I wouldn't stay. And no, I have never been cheated on that I know of. Now, yeah, that's my answer. Go ahead, Kia.
Yeah, I know y'all got to pick on Kia. So again, I've been delivered. So listen, so don't judge me, judge y'all mama. But I was a habitual cheater. Like I would cheat, he cheat. You know, we were just some messy people. Get the book for Pain and Love. My heart belongs to him. I Kia Simone. Honestly, like I mean, it just takes a real person to admit that. You know, and I had like a dude mentality, and I was thinking that I was playing the game tougher than the dude. So you know how your feelings be hurt. So I don't think I initially came out the gate like, oh, I want to be a cheater. But when dudes be moving mad, I was like, okay, you know, when you 20, you like, okay, I got you, boo, do you, and you know find something else to do, and it occupied you in your 20s. But you know that became a pattern because again, you know, my cousin, which is a guy, he's a old habitual cheater now. And he, you know, I was like, okay, this is what he do. So I was moving like him. I was moving like a dude. I was like, oh, again, I'm delivered. I was a cheater. They was a cheater. We just stayed until we got tired of each other.
So for me, yes, I have been cheated on. I play okay, this was pre finding my self-worth and values, so do not judge me. But there's the saying, if a man is cheating and you're gonna stay, let him cheat in peace. So I did not do that, but I was very much like, he cheated. And I thought, oh, if I act mad, if I do this or do that, then he'll act right. So I was very much going back and forth with the cheater, very much on and off. And yeah, and I realized that I did stay after. Then I realized it was kind of like, okay, you taking this like a personal challenge. Like, okay, you put up with the cheating. What else can she put up with? What else can I get away with? Type of thing. So that's kind of why now I'm kind of like, cheating is a deal breaker for me, because I feel like men lose respect for you when they cheat and you take them back. So that was my experience with that. I've never actually cheated on someone. I don't consider it cheating because it was an on and off thing. We weren't on, but
Were you more on or more off?
we were off. He was trying to get back in my good graces.
Okay.
But we weren't technically together. But
so this is the guy that you broke up with,
mm-hmm.
and you were still seeing somebody else, or you said, "Well, I'm just going to go and be."
Honest, I was mad. It was kind of a revenge. Like, you was with somebody else, so now we gonna break up. I'm gonna go with somebody else because I want to feel like how you feel too. So that's kind of what it was.
Okay, I got you. Okay, look, this is a safe space. You're not going to,
y'all in these breaks, because people love to say we was broken up. Like, okay, but y'all still listen. Let me tell you about them breakups. Okay, when y'all still be hitting it, y'all ain't broke up. So you be like, come on now, because most of the time when you break up, y'all still, you be like, come,
We weren't, because it wasn't physically possible because we weren't in the same city at the time.
I see that.
But we probably would have been if we were in the same area.
So actually, and this is what we're getting into. I love High Vibe said yes, and she did back. I was young. I don't regret it because it taught me about boundaries.
Right.
But it's so interesting. We want to get into this because with men, that is a deal breaker. They as we see on these shows that we've been watching, but women, we're more likely to take the man back. So let's get into it, y'all.
Where is my fan? Okay, because they will be in the corner crying butt naked with their blanket, sucking their thumb, crying for their mama. Let you cheat on them. I don't know why it be so serious.
Right.
Like what? But you do the same thing. And you'll be like, I mean, it's all wrong, but it's just like their egos be so tore up. And then they be like, every time I look at you, I see him. What? We be having so much stuff on our plate. If women do take them back or whatever, we be like, we be like, okay, life goes on. But dudes, dudes Dr. O, where's Dr. O? Because he, elaborate on that one.
Oh, stop. I got to read what Robin Cotton said. Robin's your friend, right? Is it Robin?
Yes.
Okay. So I have been cheated on, and no, I didn't stay. He actually was cheating with someone in the same apartment complex. I got him back by going and gave all of his clothes to the homeless. Oh, yes, Robin. Okay, that is a vengeance. You came for vengeance. Okay, I love it.
What I will say is there was no chance of him coming back because you have to be calm to pack somebody's stuff up and give it to the homeless. So I think it's safe to say she was done because I didn't set some stuff on fire.
That's actually where I thought she was going to go with it, was setting something on fire. But the homeless needed his clothes more than he did. Like that
that's true.
To the homeless. You did.
But see, that's like in the same apartment complex. Like,
right.
Like, what kind of mess is that? Like, I think dudes just like the adventure or like
the
like,
adrenaline.
Yes.
It's like you creeping out of one apartment, he just go knock on your door. Like, where they do that at?
They like to feel like they in an action movie or something. Yes. They want to be Spider-Man so bad, like want to climb from building to building.
Wait, High Vibe said men love harder than we do. They never expect us to cheat. Men do have a sense of entitlement. Yes, I think it's more of a sense of entitlement, and like you said, they're thinking of it. This is a deal breaker. How could she dare love somebody else or have somebody else in her bed besides me? It is a sense of ego more than that. High Vibes. It's really a sense of ego. But then we're supposed to take you back. Go ahead,
So
Kim.
what do y'all think about this question? Do you think women naturally cheat first? Because every guy that I've ever cheated on, I knew he was moving mad. Now I might not be able to prove it, but that was just that trick. Like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. I got you, boo. So do y'all think it's naturally in a woman's like, DNA to be a cheater? I don't think so. I think we normally cheat.
I think women are emotional cheaters because we emotionally check out first. Whereas men physically check out first. Like, I'm not getting what I need here, so I'm gonna go meet someone and do blah blah blah. But for females, it's like we kind of have our list of like, this ain't adding up, this don't make sense, I
Yes.
don't like this. So it's like emotionally we kind of remove ourselves from the relationship. So that's what I kind of feel about men and women.
I actually will agree with that. We have this checklist, okay, he's not doing everything that he used to do, but he's still doing it A through C. We're still in it, but emotionally we start to check out. We have to check out emotionally before we check out physically. I definitely think that. And as far as the staying conversation, I think that when you're older, and we've talked about this before, I have people in my family that they'll stay because they're like, it's not worth it. I don't want to be back out there in the dating pool or when you're older, then you stay. But at this age, like, my mother or, my mother's age, she's not going to, why would I leave now? But I do think that you have to know your self-worth. And if you leave, if he's
You just said something
somebody
about
else.
me. So I think it was that generation. So I think it's like those generations now. We don't know what the Auntie Sue and Mama them did because they was doing some stuff behind closed doors. But from the outside looking in, we was just like, okay, he's doing all this cheating. She's sitting at home baking cookies and being the wife or whatever. But I think back then, like I said, it was that security or to keep up the fronts. So, yeah, I think this is just a different generation, Crystal, because women now, we more like I said, when we was joking, when I was, earlier, like, okay, I cheated, he cheated, it was just all a big game. The new kid, we're not about to do that. Listen, it is what it is. And I think we all feel that way the older you get. But in the old generation, when they stayed, I think it was for appearances also, security and appearances. Now we got our own job, our own bank account. We just like, so sis.
Very true.
Not doing that. Not sticking around. Why? But and also it is a respect thing too. I totally agree with you that he starts to look at you differently, that you put up with this, Does he respect you that you're putting up with this? What else is she gonna put up with? Like you just said. I think that's true too. That's a true point. Yeah.
And I was watching something, and it was like a young girl, and she was like, "Well, Rex respectfully cheat." I don't know what I was watching. I be you just some half time I'm not watching TV, but she was saying something about respectfully cheat, and I'm sitting there like, okay, I stopped doing what I was doing. I had to look and see what this chick looked like. I was like, I need to know. Like, what do you mean respectfully cheat? Like, okay, you giving him the okay? Like, as long as I guess the girl know not to call you after you get home. I don't know, what is respectfully cheating? Let us know in the comments, please.
I've heard of this. I understand it. I'm not saying I accept it, but there's kind of a respectful cheating and then there's a messy cheating. Like there's, sliding in your DMs, sending you pictures and videos, sending you screenshots of text messages. That's messy. Or the girl driving by your house, taking pictures. That's messy. So I even remember Amber Rose did an interview and she basically said, if all men cheat, but if he cheats respectfully, like if I don't know about it, if I don't find out about it, that means he loves me. I don't agree with that, but there's some women that feel that if it's respectfully done, like if this man cheats, but the other woman knows, I have a main chick, so this is only what it is, then they feel like it's respectfully cheating because there's no drama, there's no mess, and you don't really see or hear anything about it. So that's kind of the respectfully cheating, is he can step out, but you just don't know about it.
So he kept the side chick confidential, and then he, of course, then she keeps the babies or whatever, the bank accounts and everything else confidential too. So that's respect. That's so,
I don't think it goes that deep. I don't think there's supposed to be babies and stuff, but it's just like the side chick knows her place, and
I get
it's that
kind
type
of
of
what
thing.
Misha's saying, because like I said,
Yes.
I didn't stop and entertain that foolishness, but I was like, okay, let's elaborate. But in that case, eventually, like, okay, so let's just ask this question. Feelings. Eventually someone will get feelings. So more so, like I said, I don't know about men because I'm not a man, but for women, like the ladies that I talk to, my friends, you know, we're not good at friends with benefits. We're not good at that. We, like I said, when I was running around here trying to act like a dude, you know, like I said, you know, like, oh, my cousin give me high five, like, girl, you act like a dude. And I'm all geek, like, yeah, you know, I'm out here. But eventually, that goes back to my favorite movie, Pretty Woman. You be like, Lord, don't kiss me on the lips, because now I love you. So something will trigger that emotion. So what do you think that it's going to be long lasting? So they have the ideal that it sounds good, but it's not going to last because, again, eventually a side chick or whatever she is, or whoever y'all want to call her, whatever, she's going to catch feelings, or she's going to be mad when you go off to Paris with the wife and the kids, or she's going to be mad when you know, she look on IG because you know she's following your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, you know.
right.
That's why some of these are under contracts, like Diddy. He is known for putting his women under contracts. That's why he can have so many different women. They on direct deposit, and they are on the contract. So if you're in that type of position, then yes, I think it would be easier to just fall in line. But if you're dating Ray Ray from UPS, it might not work out.
Ray from UPS. But seriously though, you have a point. The respectfully cheating, I think that's going to be disastrous because, excuse me, when somebody does find out, that's when you end up on the ID channel. That's when, you know, when somebody thinks that their relationship or their life is one thing, and then you come home and what if you find this man in your bed respecting you with another woman? You know what I'm saying? With another woman, I was trying for you not to find out. You weren't supposed to come home early. That's when you end up on snapped and stuff like that, because you think your life is a certain way. So, and then everything just starts crashing down on you. So eventually, like she said, it's not going to last. But that's interesting. Respectfully,
I want to get into Miss Lady's comment. She said, I think women just do it better when it comes to cheating. A man can sleep with the nation. All a woman has to do is think of herself. So what do you guys think about that? Are women better at cheating?
Well, my boo wasn't saying nothing, okay? If you see him, you better not say nothing, okay? Let's be clear, okay? Like, you know your place. Like, come on. But I think, like you said, like you want to know because I told you, or we get tired of like the game, and like sometimes we do it to be spiteful. Like you said, you only know because I told you. So you know, like sometimes when people, you know, that's what women. This is a whole nother topic. When women get in trouble, like you're not the baby daddy or whatever. Once you say them key words, it's over. Even though you know it is. So I think sometimes women, you know, like I said, when we're ready to tell, like, let me just, you know, break you down because you don't know. But I think we probably are pretty like good at it because we know, you know, men get sloppy. They be buying the girl, you know, bracelets on the family charge card.
When I think of that, you know, women doing it better, or I think we do it differently. I think that we would, if we were to cheat, we're only going to be with like one time or with one person. We're not going to be cheating with the nation. We just don't. I I know I couldn't. So like I couldn't be cheating with like 4 and 5 women or have some women on
First
payroll.
of all, I don't even think, listen, dudes can't even do that. That's why they be so messy, because they can't keep up. You know, because like I said, you really can't even focus on one person. And when I was a cheater, like, girl, I used to be stressed. So I don't even know how they do it. It's not even work.
It's
like I said,
stressful.
you got to plan, you know, you can't leave your phone when you go to the bathroom. That's too much. So why you even cheat? Like, you don't know when the person gonna call. Oh no, you say don't call me after 6 or whatever. Then you stay home from work one day because you sick and he called. It's just like a whole month. Then you gotta call. Don't text me today. It's too much.
I can't be doing that. I give me headaches and stuff like that. I can't be doing that. Like I need to concentrate. That means that my personal life is not where it needs to be. If I'm going to be out there cheating, and then I'm stressed out, hair coming out because I got to keep up all of this different, like a separate life. You know, but men are doing it nowadays. But at the same time, I got 3 letters for you: NDA. Like you just said, you got these men got women on payroll, and they, all these women have signed. If you stay in the night, you need to sign this. So
I want to ask you guys. So I feel like there's a double standard between men and women cheating. Men, you're supposed to forgive them. Women, men are not that easy to forgive. They hold grudges. They like to put it on women as being emotional and all that stuff. But I think women are more forgiving in that area. But so as a woman, you cheat, would you tell?
So since I'm the cheater on the panel, yeah, I mean, eventually, I did tell, because it was just like too much. Like, it was just like, you know what? I'm not about to keep playing this game with you. You know what I'm saying? It was really like a game. Like, you said when your feelings are hurt, then you were like, okay, I could do one better or whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, if I didn't want to tell, I didn't have to tell. But it was like, okay, listen. And then, like I said, it's always that situation where I said, even though I was laughing earlier, I said my boo wasn't talking, but then you got that risk of, even with them NDAs, that it may come out somehow. So I was just ready to live my life. It was just like, you know what? Let me just tell you X, Y, Z. Either you take it or leave it. And he lied and said he was going to keep it. But, he was like, every day he probably looked at me like, I can't stand her. And he just bring it back up. It was like everything I did. Like if I, didn't wash the dishes, I remember you was with him. It was just like it was just draining. So after a while, it was just like, this is too much. So no, he couldn't take it. Like I'm like, but dude, you did some dirt too. So I ain't over here like thinking about you, like kissing on Keisha. I used to call her little Keisha, but they different. Like I said, men, like I said, and it was just that thing that freed for me, because again, they always say, let me tell my story. So I just got to that point in my life, I had my come to Jesus, find Jesus moment. I wasn't doing it at the time, but it was just like nobody will hold that power over me where I'm gonna sit here and be scared the rest of my life. So it was empowering for me. Then the relationship ended because it was just eventually he couldn't take the he said it was other reasons, but that's all he talked about. He still be talking about
Kid, you crack me up. Okay, so I'll answer the question. If I cheated, would I tell? Yes, I would tell. I would definitely tell. I couldn't sit there and not tell. But as we were talking about earlier, to me, it would have to have been at the end of the relationship. There's no reason for me to just cheat because I want to get out there and because there has to be something missing that I'm not getting in this relationship. And I'm like, we got to have a conversation. So I met somebody else and so on and so forth. And also, as we were saying earlier, a lot of times it's the men that be cheating but we have to forgive them. We were saying that earlier, that they're the ones that just can't get over it. It's just like best man. He's saying his vows and all he can remember is somebody else with his. And
that was the situation. It was like that. He was the best man. Like literally, y'all don't even understand. I was like, you are crazy, dude.
But the thing is about it, Kia, though, if you really think about it, he's been cheating for years. She picked that one person. He has been cheating for years. And to him, he justified it because it was the nation, nameless faces and women. But as a woman, she wanted somebody that she could trust because she was hurting. And that would, if I were to cheat, it would probably be something like that. Knowing me, because
let's go here. Like I said, I told y'all every time we get on this show, I be talking too much. Y'all gonna have people in my bushes jumping out. Anyhow, the same dude, okay, you know, I said, why he all, you know, every kind of situation, you like bringing it up. But again, people that's talking and whatever, that's because they probably doing some dirt too. So at that point, it was just like, you know, okay, I'm trying to, you know, do the right thing and be that woman. And then come to find out, the chick that he was like, you know, bringing around or whatever, they be awful close now. So he still won't claim, you know, last time, you know, we talked, or whatever, we don't talk no more. But he was just like, oh, that I've never, like, boy, she ain't just hanging around because you just the best friend in the world. But again, so then it made me think, like, I said, I'm gonna watch that word. But I was like, oh boy, you was doing, you know what I'm saying, which whatever, but you was trying to make me feel bad about my indiscretion so you can do whatever. You should have just said, I'm leaving you alone. That's how I just felt like, okay, if you couldn't handle my come to Jesus moment, because I did, I found Jesus. And I was like, you know, let me just be transparent. But again, that's another thing about cheating. You never know when people not always on the same page at the same time. So when I was ready to chill, then he was ready to go, hey. So yeah, it was some situations, and I still be feeling kind of salty. I'm like, you brought this chick around. At least I kept mine in the distance.
Go ahead, Misha. Then I want to check out Lisa Mona's comment. Go ahead.
It depends. I forget who said that. I agree with Candace. It depends on the situation. I am not a cheater. I think if I did slip up, it will be just that, a slip up. I do not have the time, energy, or attention span for a whole drawn out affair.
Nope.
So if it was just a slip up, I don't know if I would. I don't think I would.
Yeah, Risha, now you know I'm gonna get on you. There's no slip up.
I was gonna say a slip up.
Cheating.
You just slip on it, drop down on it.
Even if he slip up and go to the strip club and you know whatever, he planned to go to the strip club that night, so it was. So usually it leads to it, like you said, the private conversations, those texts that nobody knows about, those meetups where you know that it's not right because nobody else can know about it. Those are when it leads up. So I don't believe in slip ups. When they be like, it just happened. No, y'all was already flirting. You can't get that.
That's true. I understand that, but I'm saying it wouldn't be no drawn out affair is what I'm saying. But you're right. But like I said, it starts emotionally with us. So yeah, you're right. We have to build that emotional connection. But yeah, I would be hesitant. It will really depend on my partner. But then again, I wouldn't want to, because with men, they hide it so you'll stick around. I would never want to do that to someone else. I probably would, but I would be very, very hesitant because I know the backlash that comes with it as a woman. So I'll just say I would be very hesitant.
So
I'm still on the slip up, but go ahead.
She said she would take it to her grave. So a lot of people feel that way because I know when I told my mother, like, okay, you know, like, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. She's like, why you didn't take that to your grave? So that goes back to somebody earlier in the comments said grandma and them did it all the time. They just took it to the grave. But it was just like, again, I still don't regret the situation because, again, if he wouldn't have known, I think that the girl in the distance would have still been there because he was just a cheater anyway. So I just feel like that was just an excuse that be who you was because nobody can cause you to cheat. So some people do. What do y'all think? You should take it to your grave, like, or that?
I'm leaning more towards that side, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't be like. There's no chance of me being honest, but I'm kind of leading towards, because it really depends on the man. You know, if the person you're with is secure, if they could handle that type of information, I think you would know that about the person you're with. So it depends on that as well. That's a big
Men can be vindictive too, though. So to me, it like even though he may not bring it up now immediately in the first 2 weeks that he hears it. Years later down the line, he said he's gonna say he forgives you. Then years later down the line, y'all got 2.2 kids, and he gonna try to get back at you. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He should have said. So when we sat down and discuss the situation, because again, I said it didn't go to the grave with me because I was just like, I need this freedom. Because again, listen, y'all said y'all not cheaters. Listen, that life is hard. You be worried about, like I said, even though I said my boo was in control, but you still got that risk of anything, like I said. And then when you buy this big house or y'all living happy, then it's happen, then you like, dang, when I didn't want it to happen. So on my own terms, I was like, you will not be nobody is going to be able to tell my story. I'm going to tell my own story. But with that being said, dudes, like I said, they're different. Like, and again, women, we not made like for this.
So I want to ask y'all. Oh, you go ahead.
I do see your point now that I'm like reading all these comments and everybody's saying, take it to the grave, take it to the grave. I'm like, you know what? I might not say nothing. Now I might be changing my mind.
Well, first of all, let's just not do it. So being the mature women that we are now, we know not to do it because it's never positive.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like when they say take it to the grave, I don't know how they feel if they were the cheaters or whatever. But again, for me, it was stressful. I was like, listen, I can't.
So I want to ask y'all. So say you're in a relationship and he cheats. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
What do you want to know, Kia? Like what she look like? What do you want to know?
No. I'm gonna tell you why I want to know, because these chicks be crazy. So I want to know who it is, because again, like I said, if she caught feelings for him, I don't want to be at Kmart or you go somewhere and then she's the loan officer. I don't know. I just want to know because I just want to be aware of my surroundings. Y'all watched enough of these shows where what's that one that come on TV One? This is
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah,
that is my show.
So let me know what's going on in these streets. Because again, y'all don't understand. Why do women call the other woman? Why do women do some of the things? So if you don't know what's going on and he decided he's gonna come home and play house with you, then you don't know. You walking in the get on the elevator at the whatever. And then she gets in with you. Listen, I ain't got time for that. Let me know, and let me decide how I'm gonna play this.
No, you have a good point. When that I agree with. Let me know how this these next steps are gonna go. But me needing to know, what she looked like or what all did you guys do? I don't need a play-by-play. I don't think it's necessary.
I don't need all that. But
yeah, that's why I asked what do you need to know?
I'm gonna tell y'all again. This part wasn't like I should say this for the book. I could have added this part, but it was a girl dressed up in black like she was a ninja, like for real, out the bushes. Y'all be saying that. Y'all be thinking I be joking sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Out the bushes, dressed like a ninja, but all black. Like, girl.
What was she gonna do though?
No, did she have a weapon? Did she have a Chinese star?
No, he got her together. But it was one of those situations where, again, he was a habitual cheater. So again, they say the same way you get him, is the same way you lose him. So I was in the wrong because like I said, guys be lying. She just needs somewhere to live. That's why, ladies, advice: if a guy is in a situation, let him end that situation completely. He can't talk to you until it's all good, and then if it's meant to be, it'll happen. So, young and dumb, I was like, okay, yeah, you ended it, this and that, or whatever. Girl was in the bushes, like, I'm waiting for y'all to pull up. How long she was there, I don't know. Guess what? Dude did the same thing to me. Like, I wasn't in the bushes because I can't get in the bushes. But he, he played me. So he probably told the new girl, like, this ain't working at home. And she bought it the same way I bought it, when I first met him. So hey.
You weren't in the bushes though. You were with.
No, I wasn't in the bushes. I wasn't a cheat. What I'm saying is that they say once a cheater, always a cheater.
Right.
So when I initially met him, his ex,
Ooh.
whatever he wanted to call her, maybe she didn't know they broke up. So she was the chick in the bushes. Like I said, the same way I got him was the same way he did me.
Right. The same way you lose him.
Once we got together and she got the way, went on about her life, then it's not, I'm that girl that he's, telling whatever, because that's what you guys tell. I don't know what he told the other girl, but he was telling them like, "Oh, my wife done. My girl don't understand."
He was pulling a Darian. He was saying one thing. The girl didn't. He didn't know he was married. Basically, he didn't know he was married. And his wife didn't know he was separated.
Next subject.
There you go. All right. I think I didn't even answer the question from we get so enthralled with Kia's stories, which I love, by the way.
No, but like I said, people do the same thing. People are creatures of habit, and if you're not reformed, if you ain't found Jesus, you still the same person.
Yep, that's true. A lot of people think they found Jesus until something happens to them, and then apparently they were still lost. They still hadn't found them, and then they still acting crazy. Your question, Kia, Misha, you asked me, what would I need to know? Would
you want to know?
No, I wouldn't want to. I would want to know for safety's sake. I would want to know where y'all at in the situation, and y'all move. Are we breaking up? All of these things, because I don't want to be stuck in an unhappy situation. If you ain't happy with here, then we need to move on. We need to break ties right now. But for the reason Kia said, yes, I want to know, because I ain't gonna have nobody hiding in my bushes, and because that ain't gonna happen, and I ain't hiding in no man's bushes. So yes, for that reason, yes, I want to know, but I don't want to know step by step. I don't want to know play by play.
I don't want to know play by play. I don't want to know.
It's not necessary, and I have enough self-esteem. A lot of women want to know that type of stuff, and I have enough self-esteem that I don't care. It doesn't. No. I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about this story that Auntie's Advice brought up. I saw this story on Instagram about a girl who was shot 17 times by the side chick. So I read the story. So the woman, what I remember from the story, the woman did recover from being shot 17 times. She went through therapy, and I kind of feel like she still took him back. The woman who shot her did get arrested, and charges were brought against her. But she did recover. She had to go through therapy. But yeah, that's it. It sheds light on both your guys' facts about just being in the dark and you just walking out in broad daylight and don't know a thing that's going on, and that can really put you in a dangerous situation. But for me, I kind of agree with Kimberly that I half agree with Kimberly, because she said she wouldn't want to know because it would lead her to ask more questions. So I kind of feel that way too, because then my mind would kind of wonder. But then a part of me wants to know, because a part of me, like, say we're married and this happens, or even if it's someone I'm considering marrying, like, we need to go to counseling. There's things we need to discuss and handle to like move forward. If you really have a future with that partner and want to move forward, I think there's certain things that need to be brought to light so you can fix them and work on them. But I think I would just have to exercise my self-control and not ask any other questions. Just try to move forward the best I can.
But honestly, I don't think, like, I always tell people never say never, and I don't judge people. That's the one thing that people don't need when you don't know the circumstances or know why someone say. A lot of people are like, oh, it couldn't be me, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And people base their decision off of what others say. Again,
Right.
every situation is different, but from my experience, things are never the same. So, you know, you may walk around and pretend and still try to go on with your daily lives, but it's just something it does to you. Like you said, if you don't act, then you're wondering, like, okay, what was it about that person? I think Monica had a song like, what was it about her? Something, whatever. But it's just one of those things where I don't think it goes back. Like I said, even though, you know, that's not like, oh, you're living a fake life. Because again, like when you're having that down moment, you're sitting there like, you know, just in traffic somewhere like, you know, or anytime his behaviors might change, it might not even be cheating, and you like it reminds you. So you're always like, I think on that, you know, you always living in, it's almost like a fear thing.
But knowing the play-by-play of whatever positions y'all did and all of these things, it's not going to change the fact that it happened. I may want to know, like, how did y'all meet? You know, because, you know, what if we are married? I'm like, I'm with you, you know, 28 hours out of the day. Like, how did how did this happen? But as far as knowing the specifics, I don't want to know that part. I don't think it matters. It just doesn't matter. You still did it. And especially if it's one time or if you've been doing it over a series of times, Lord, you know.
Then, like I said, it's those details, like I said, that you just, like I said, because then you look at everybody else different too. Because like in one of my situations, it was like the mother, you know, other people knew about the situation. And then you like, okay, so then you like, okay, I don't even want to be your friend no more. Those things, like, do you really want to know, like, you know, every time that he said he was going to basketball, that she was on the sideline with him and his boys and everybody knew. So it's just like, I don't know what you asking for, because like I said, now he can't go play basketball because he may be like, you know, being good for a minute or be good, you know, reformed. But now you don't want him to play basketball because now every time you see a basketball, you like, is it?
No basketballs in the house.
Right. Or I got kids and I got to go to the basketball game or the practices because you might see somebody that you want to flirt with. So let's like you said, that gives me a headache. I can't be doing all that. I got to be able to trust my man. But I hear what you're saying. I do.
Yeah. I mean, cheating is bad just all the way around. Like I said, you know, when you know better, you do better. So, you know, when people, like I said, it just be funny to me, even when old men still be cheating. You're like, first of all, your stuff don't even work. So who are you cheating with? What are you doing? So it's just like, why? Like, why bother? But it's like come to a point where there's a maturity level. You just like go sit down and just, you know, live happily ever after, you know, enjoy life. What are you looking for? You know?
Right. And just reading Kimberly reviews, like asking all of these questions, that's just going to torture you. That's just going to torture you. Look. And then, yeah. It's just, oh, well, what does she look like? Was she this complexion or was she skinnier than me or all of these things? Did she wear lingerie? Was it a quickie? All of these things. No.
Yeah, in some cases, the woman, they become the side chick. You know what I'm saying? The woman that he cheated on, because I just was laughing. Misha was asking me what I was laughing about earlier. So, you know, it's like one of the situations he cheat on you and it'll be an ego thing because you can't believe he cheated on you. And then, you know, he like, you know, with little Keisha, and then you want to hit it one more time just to prove that, you know, he's not faithful to her. Now you the side chick. You know, how you become the side chick? But it happens. Like I said,
get out my business, Kia.
It happens. I wanted to listen. Don't steal my title, but I wanted to like write a book like about that, like how I became the side chick. Like it's your ego, and that's why somebody said get some counseling, because like that ego. Because like I said, if a person is a cheater, that's in their character, unless like I said they're delivered by God, you know, and they truly reformed. But if he just like that's what he do. And a lot of times, like I said, we play that blame, like, oh, well, what did I do wrong? Oh, you know, I could have been better. Because, you know, guys make you feel bad about yourself when they cheat. Well, you know, you wasn't cooking them dinners no more. Boy, Keisha ain't cooking them dinners either. Stop it.
So I have a separate scenario. So, I'm from California as well. And like the military is all around there, right? And
Mhm.
I have a couple of friends that this has happened to them. So they think that they're in a guy has like wined them and dined them and just treated them so well, treated them great, and they end up sleeping with them. And they've spent all the like maybe a month, and they think that everything's great. They're having sex and everything, and next thing you know, oh, I gotta go back to my hometown. You
Mhm.
know, I just
Heard
gotta,
it all
and
before.
then they don't hear from him again, right? Finds out he's married with 2 kids. Is
Mm.
that the respect cheating? Is that the respectful cheating that we're talking about? Because these guys,
It's
they have these little trysts, and then yeah.
I was in a similar situation. He wasn't married, there wasn't children, but every single place where he was stationed at, like he had ever been stationed there, he had a woman there waiting for him. So
Mm.
I was his California girl. He had a Virginia girl, a New York girl. He had them all around the states. He had them, yes, and that it's maybe to him it was respectful cheating, but once I found out and saw, and I was like, wait, what? Like, what is real? Yeah, I, I don't. I
I
guess that could be respectful cheating. Do I want that? No, I don't want that. But I guess there are some women who might think that, but
to
my
me,
whole thing is you're gonna know because I had my instincts, I had my intuition that some things were going on, but I didn't have the proof. But you still, so I don't know if respectful cheating comes with that, where you still have your intuition telling you something's not right, something's not right. Because when he's going on these trips and he ain't calling you, you know he's with somebody else.
so I have a best friend, a good friend of mine that she had no idea. Like he's like when he's there and he's just like giving her all the attention. As a matter of fact, she didn't trust him in the beginning. Like she thought
Mhm.
like this is too good to be true. This is too good to be true. This
Mhm.
is a great man. All of these things. And a friend of ours, because we've got family in the military, and she's got people. She said they were like, let me just look him up. Let me just find out. They were like, he's married with 2 kids, and so she put a stop to everything. She put a stop to everything, but he's justified it in his head. And to me, I'm like, he's been doing this for a long time.
So a situation just came up in my head. So when we say respectfully, I think that's just that he's like trying to make sure that you don't find out and try to keep it, discreet. Now, I guess the messy cheating is when that's when the guys test you, just like with a regular abuse, or when guys see how far they can take it. So I remember a situation. Now we did, like I said, I was like, oh bro, we got this. This is over, or this got to stop. Stay where I basically said, stay where you at. So dude decide that I'm not coming home. If you live here, you need to bring your butt home. No, the first time this is what happened. I'm calling you now. We were into a fight. Like I said, they pick fights sometimes. So
Mm.
it's a fight.
Yeah.
And I call you and you don't answer the phone. So when I call you, he said something crazy. And I'm at the store trying to make up for the fight, trying to be this nice girl. And I was like, okay, I'm cook dinner. He was like, oh, I'm not gonna be home for dinner. Okay, whatever. So I'm gonna eat something else. Do you know this dude did not come out? So like I fell asleep. So 2 o'clock, you wake up, you like, oh, he not here. So I called this man. Where are you? He didn't answer. So now after it's like I gotta go to work the next day. And then so after you called a few times, you're like, okay, now I'm black man in America. I really was. I don't know, we was fighting. I called the mama. I'm like, okay, did the police get him or something happened here in the morgue? Did you hear from him in the hospital? She like, no, 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 no. So she must have called him a few times. Now she up worried. So then finally he had the nerve to answer her call. So I'm okay. She tell me, so why is your mama telling me that you're okay? So I was like, okay, you know what? Whatever. So in that same week, like I said, we was going through our little battles. Then he decided, do it again. Okay, listen, we're not about to do this. Stay where you at. So dudes will try it. So that was that disrespectful cheating, because I guess she probably was like, can you stay the night? And now you gotta find a way to stay the night. That's why I said that usually cheating, somebody catches feelings. So in this case, I believe somebody caught feelings, and it was just like, okay, well, can you stay now? And he like, why is she calling me? But you know, that's like that disrespect. Because guys, some guys are disrespectful like that, and some women will allow dude to stay out. Wait, what possibly can a guy go out all night and then come home and not have to explain where you been? What grown man sleeps over his mama house? What grown man has a slumber party with his boys? Where you at? Tell me where you at, Misha. You laughing? Where's he at? Tell me. Help me. Where could you be?
It's true.
So I think that's the more so the disrespectful cheating, Crystal, when they just so like messy with it and just don't care. Like, you know.
I guess, to me, yes, yeah, I guess you're in his mind, he's being considerate.
Why every time you go somewhere, you got your phone upside down? Now I understand you don't like people to look at my phone or whatever, but you at home, dude. So everywhere you go, and then when you go to the bathroom, you taking it with you, like, dude, like.
In his mind, he's being respectful to his wife or his significant other. But to me, if she's finds out eventually, like if you're doing the same thing as, what if the guy, like Misha was just talking about, he did have a girlfriend or a wife, but then he's got a girl in Virginia and a girl in California. So if he works and he travels for work, and she gets kind of suspicious about that, like she's gonna start to like, where you been? Where you been? I called you and I haven't heard from you. You know, where are you at? So, and we do have a right to ask those questions. We have a right to ask you where you at.
Like Robert said earlier, dude was in the same apartment complex. Where they do that?
Right.
That was disrespectful cheating. Like, you know, these two girls going to eventually run into each other going out the parking lot or something.
Kimberly Reviews is cracking me up. That's why I prefer not to date truck drivers or anyone who does on-call work. But to me, sometimes when you're not happy in a situation or you're not happy in your relationship, it's almost like you want to blow up the whole situation. You want to blow up the party, but you don't know how to do it respectfully. You don't know how to say, hey, you know what, this ain't working. So they do some dirt, and then everything gets like cheating in the same apartment complex you live in. Like, either if I don't see you, your neighbor's gonna see you, somebody gonna see you going to your car. And you're gonna get found out, but so you just not happy and you want to get found out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like that it kind of it puts the respectful cheating as you got to turn a blind eye, you got to ignore your intuition, you got to ignore red flags. So it's almost like you kind of don't know your self-worth or value to accept this respectful cheating, to me, because we have our intuition. We can't, no matter what, that thought, that feeling is always going to pop up when something's not right. So yeah. So Auntie asks, if respectful cheating leads to a STD, is the cheating still respectful given your definition of respectful cheating? No, because with respectful cheating, there's supposed to be no signs of the cheating. So that's kind of a sign.
Well, that's another thing. That's a good question that Auntie said. So if you out here raw dogging everybody, you have no respect. Because I know, like, guys, that you be looking like, so you just gonna go home and take that to your baby mama, you know, whatever, your wife, whatever, because you out here just raw dogging. So at the end of the day, I just feel like hurt people hurt people. So there's no, you know, cheating is just wrong altogether. So, you know, when you just do it, like I said, you know, I joked about the situation, but you know, like I said, when we were playing that game, nobody won. So at the end of the day,
Right.
just, you know, you have to like look at the root cause. Hurt people hurt people. So, you know, you have to, like somebody said, counseling. So you have to go to counseling and figure out why you behave that way. Because nobody can cause you to cheat. That already has to be in you. When people say, you made me slap you, you made me yell at you. No, that was already in you. Okay. So no one made you cheat. You know, if he be like, my granddaddy cheated, my daddy cheated, this and that cheated, this is how we do this, or all men cheat. No, that's not true. You choose to. So again, that's kind of
And well, two things. You're right. Hurt people, but to Auntie's point, you know, that's why I never cheated, and that's why I would have to leave if I found out that my man cheated, because I'm like, STDs that's out there, that's serious, and I no, that's just not supposed to leave any evidence that you cheating. And to me, there's too much of a risk, like Misha was saying, if somebody's in Virginia and California and so on and so forth, and all of these things, or if a guy has goes out of town like these military men used to do, and then have a relationship, and then go back home to his wife and kids. You don't know what you're doing. Like, that's not cool either. So I know it's, to them, they're being discreet and they're being respectful, but they're not. Then it's because you just never know. You out here raw dogging, like he had just said.
But you know what? I can respect a man that, you know, they say always a man is gonna tell you pretty much. You just ain't listening. So when that respectfully cheat, a lot of times men will tell you.
You're right here.
And you know, because I had one dude, he was like, I'll leave before I cheat on you. Then he started moving mad. I was like, okay, I can't be mad at me. But
wait, go back, kid. He said, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna tell you before.
Had a conversation, you know, he was like, I'll leave you before I cheat on you. So, you know, sometimes women, we like to hold on, you know, for whatever reason, appearances, low self-esteem, whatever the case may be. We still trying to make it work. You still trying to, you know, be like, okay, I could be that woman, I could be that chick or whatever. Again, sometimes we are responsible for our own hurt and our own pain because we don't know how to pay attention. A lot of times, a man will tell you enough for you to know what time it is. We just don't listen. We watching enough, like, so we talk about reality shows, but we be sitting there screaming in our seats, like, or any show you eat, or you see your friends like, oh my gosh, he just said straight up. But I don't know why when you're in the situation you can't hear it. But a lot of times, again, a man will tell you if you pay attention, whether he at that barbecue with his boys and conversations that be happening. We just got to pay attention, and then, like I said, stop ignoring our instincts, because, you know, as women, we just got to do better.
And as you said earlier, like back in the day, it was I don't even want to say it was more acceptable, but it was just what happened. It was just what they did. You know, they had the family down the street and stuff and so on and so forth. But that's not okay.
In the comments, what's that song which said, hello, this is Barbara?
This is Shirley.
Shirley was an old school player. Like, okay, this is Shirley. Wasn't she calling Barbara? Help me. Okay, where did I get Barbara?
Yeah, what is this? I think
woman to woman.
There you go.
A mess.
Listen, like I said, we just got to do better. You know better, you do better. And then if you've been cheated on, and that's another thing I don't understand. I've had friends, and I guess they be so hurt and so traumatized after the cheating that they become like, you know, somebody else, like mistress or something. Because I've never understood that. I'm like, okay, so your husband, somebody cheated on you. That your rebound is somebody else's husband. So you might as well stay with the original husband. Like, what? I don't understand.
So y'all, I want to change it up a little bit. And you know what's in the headlines right now. So what if you were with somebody and they brought to you, I guess, a proposition or an idea of an unconventional marriage?
So, you know, that's going to be no for me because my status, I'm a Christian woman now, you know, so at this point, we're not about to do all that. You know what I'm saying? No, we're not unconventional over here. This is, you know, no, seriously, like, that was my past life. Like, come on now. Again, let's just be real. Everybody has feelings. Okay, let's talk about that Jada and what's that? I don't know the boy name.
August.
Okay.
Now, most time men don't get all soft and they feel, you know, he was younger than her. He young. He like, you know how many young girls probably would want to get with him, but he was like sprung on Jada. So again, it don't work. I keep telling y'all, somebody's gonna catch feelings.
He wasn't in the right mental state, though. He was very sick.
I
So
got one of them bulls is still chasing me now, Misha. Come on now.
I'm just saying he was not, that was not the best choice. I believe they have an arrangement in their marriage. He was not the best choice for that. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm with you, Kia. It's not for me. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna be in something like that, you gotta.
How many shows have y'all watched where you be watching like Maury in the morning or whatever? I know it's Ratchet TV, but somebody gonna catch feelings even when they be like, "Oh, let's have a threesome." That was my ultimate dream. He be like, "Oh, you was kissing her too long." Like I said, I'm a Christian woman today, so I'm not doing that. But again, in real life, somebody gonna have their feelings like feeling like Crystal getting too much attention. I see y'all over there. I know y'all be doing something outside of this. It's just too much. It's complicated. It was not meant for 3. I don't know what, people like, oh, in Africa, they do that. They should do that in the Bible days. Listen, y'all need to get together. Our mental capacity cannot handle that. Somebody's going to get jealous.
But, okay, so Lisa Mona just said, in open relationship, there's no cheating. That's why it's an open relationship. So to me, one, he's much younger. She's much more experienced. Not in the right mental space, but then this man, this is a young guy. He's going to catch feelings for you, and he's now looking at you as something to admire and put on a pedestal. That's 3 and 4 and 5. Well, you are on an open relationship. To me, if we've had this conversation before we got married or after we got married, to me, why was this okay? Go ahead, Keena.
People change. So what I said before, people are on different levels and different times. People come into a situation saying one thing, even in marriage. Like sometimes people say, okay, I don't want kids. We both agree that we don't want kids. Then 3 years down the line, you at the baby shower, you want kids. So it sounds good in theory for the worldly people. But when one person decides they don't want it no more, so y'all come in, it's fun. They were like, okay, we're 25, okay, whatever, it's fun. Woo. So then one person turns 28 or something like that. I'm just making these numbers up. And then she says, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of, having people in the bed. And let's say you have children now. So let's say y'all have children together. Now the kid's like, well, why is this? Why is Misha keep going? I ain't gonna use Misha name. I ain't gonna put that on her. But why is Kim keep going in the room with y'all or whatever? What kind of strange stuff? So again, people change. So I don't think that they think that we change. So then what are you going to do when people change? So now that I want you to kick Kim out, so who's going to get put out, me or Kim? So then now you like, okay, now you got to make a choice. But again, I don't think long term. I think for fun and games, but I don't think long term. But I could be wrong because I'm not going to be in an open relationship, but I'm just saying, I think people catch feelings.
I think it's too messy. I think, I would definitely be the one to be like, catch feelings. And also, I don't want to share. I'm not going to share my man. That's it. I'm not sharing. So that's also what I think. But there are people that are doing this and don't want that conventional, that they think that is the way to bring excitement into their relationship. And that's it. So what do you think, Misha? You said that he was not in the right mindset.
I'm just saying, if you think about him as like the whole picture of him, he has sort of this rags to riches story. Like he's overcome a lot. So he wasn't really, it seemed like when they started this whole thing, he wasn't really used to being successful or whatnot. So there's that factor. Then there's the factor that he had whatever health condition he had. I don't remember what it was. So he's in and out of the hospital and having surgeries and stuff. And he's young. We're in a different society where people are clout driven, attention driven. They're spiteful. You hurt me, so I'm going to put you on blast. So yeah, I just don't think he was a good candidate for that. And I think he kind of got sucked up in it. He's not used to their world. And so he was kind of put in there. And like he said, people get emotions, they get feelings. And I think that's where he was coming from. Then he realized they used to this. They used to switching people in and out and keep it moving and act like nothing happened. And he's like, no, you're not about to do that to me. You told me you love me. So
but
I
again,
just don't.
When you go back to they're used to it, again, we just don't know all the juicy details, the ins and out, because even when they was like, when Will was like, I was done with her, because he probably was cheating too, whatever, he just didn't, whatever, tell that part at that point. But at that point, like when one person gets tired because somebody said, well, the relationship is over, but you don't want to end a relationship because I really want you, I always wanted you, we came into this together. So again, it's just causing too much conflict in your life, and it's just to me, it's long term. Like it could be people that's making it work 20-30 years. Okay, kudos to you. But like Crystal said, I'm too jealous for that. If I was not, the Christian woman I am today at 45, no, we're not about to share.
Yeah, and I think like what you said about it got too messy. I think that was the issue of the whole thing. Their agreement is we have these little side things, but nobody finds out. And the whole world ended up finding out. So I think that was the issue with it. And I think they had to save face. And I feel like Will put on a good act and acting like he was this distraught husband when knowing good and well I've heard tea about that, but I'm not going to get into it. But he got his females too. So I think he had to put on a good act to save sponsorships and deals and his brand. So
to your point, going back to what you said earlier, you're right. They come from this. They come from the money. They've been making the money for a long time. And him being a young kid, never seen all of this stuff, and it's like a shock to him, culture shock, everything shocked to him. And this gorgeous older woman wants me. Like it was kind of a manipulation. A lot of people were calling her saying that she was really negligent and took advantage of him. So I think that's kind of an interesting take on it, because as you said, he was not in the right headspace. To be somebody for her to be with. He was the wrong person to be in that situation. And separately, for these, I'm just shocked. Yes, he's the one that found out. Will has had NDAs. You cannot tell me that this man did not cheat first.
And that's what I was just going back to, because what I said at the beginning of the show, men will do it first. Because again, I told you, I never cheated until you cheated on me. So at that point, me and like I said, long as you being at home and looking, you pure, they okay. But again, once you do it, then it's an issue. So again, men can handle what they dish out. So at the end of the day, like if it's open relationship, that's not really considered cheating because we all know about it. But again, I don't think none of the ladies on this panel is like, because we not about to put up that, because like, let's just think about like cheating, go back to the cheating situation. So why it gets messy is because, okay, now I'm the side chick and let's say something tragically happened. Let's say my granny died. Now he can't even come because he got to go to soccer with his kid. Now, you don't think about all that stuff. So, or then do you got another boo too? Like, so it's just like all this messy. And then y'all say STDs, it's like too much going on. Because what is she supposed to do when he got to go with the other, the wife? It's too much. That's why I said people people switch up real fast, Crystal.
You said something about switching up, Kia, and you said something about changing and people changing. I agree with you. The person that, if you're in like a 10-year relationship, the person that you were year 1 or year 2 is not the same person you were year 10. True. But if people do change, at what point do you say, okay, well, let's try a threesome or let's try
Chris, I'm about to go log out. Because we're
talking about cheating though. We're talking about in this open marriage.
That's not considered cheating if y'all know about it. Cheating is when you cheat on the person and they don't know about it. So that's not considered cheating if we just in there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Look, don't make me look up that word. Cheating is not, that means y'all just being nasty. Y'all just on some freaky stuff, y'all bored. So, but it still ain't gonna work because somebody let's say he like high, she moving like, oh, I like the motion over there, and she doing this a little better, and then you mad because you see him moaning a little different. Come on, Lyle, let's just be real.
Yeah.
He ain't never did that with you. He over there like, and then you like, oh, he ain't never did that. Like, come on. You setting yourself up. Like I said, you have to be a secure person, but I think even if a secure person did that, they still would have some type of issue deep down.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You have to have your own self-esteem and your own self-worth. That's true. Y'all, this was fun.
Y'all let me get in trouble over here.
Y'all know I love the why can't. She said never, and she's right though. I am not for it. I'm not for it. I'm not sharing none of that.
And I just, like I said, my last piece of advice. I know we about to wrap up. Just never say never. Just be careful when you let them have their own path. As girlfriends and sisters, you never know what people are going through. So, our opinion, and I will be honest with you, people never tell you their whole story, no matter how close y'all are. Your girlfriend really don't tell you like everything, and some stuff is supposed to be held close to you because, again, if y'all get back together, nobody's going to like him. So at the end of the day, just be mindful, ladies, whoever's watching this, just be mindful that you don't oppose your situation or your opinion on others and say, oh, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me, Suggest they go to counseling to a non-biased person and just keep them lifted in prayer. But, that's it.
Go ahead, Misha.
Yeah, I agree with Kia because I did a lot of things I said I never was going to do because you never know what you're going to do until you're in that situation. But I just think before you're in any relationship, before the cheating even has any possibility of taking place, you got to know yourself, know your worth, know what you want, what you're looking for. You really have to be intentional with these people. Like, I forget who it was that basically said something about energies, like when you're with someone, energies transfer, whatever. But in the Bible, it says, when whoever you have sex with, you become one. So we have to be mindful of that as well. And like Kia said, cheating is not like, it's not a character trait, but it's like there's an issue with you as a person why you're doing that. So I think we just got to be mindful of ourselves, mindful of others, and use our discernment, follow our intuition. We don't always need proof. Feeling that something's not right, sometimes that's just enough, and that's what it is. So, yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. Follow your intuition. If you know that something's not right, just make sure and be honest with yourself. And therapy is important, and you can be open about it as well. That's it for me. Just be honest with yourself and be honest with the other person. And I've gotten myself into situations that I wish I hadn't as well, but we've all been there. But know your self-worth. That's it for me.
Well, that's another note. Cheaters can be delivered and reformed because, again, when I was on all those relationships, now I've been single for a long time and I ain't messed with nobody. So I was like, see, there's no, you just have to realize that you can't be changed, you can't be delivered. So they say always a cheater, always, there's once a cheater, always a cheater. That's not always true because, again, once I had that moment of singleness and the moment of God, and I guess they're like, well, you can't cheat if you're single, but it just shows that desire left, and it was like, okay, it's good. So now I know that I can be in a healthy relationship. So as God prepared me for my next, so just believe that, again, cheaters can, change, but if he's not changing or she's not changing, and it just don't happen because you want it to happen. So it has to include God.
So everyone, I'm putting at the bottom my email address. You all, hopefully everyone has our Instagram handles. But if you guys have anything that you'd like for us to talk about, please send us a message tonight. Okay, I'm gonna go to Kia in a second, but tonight I'm wearing Freedom by Queen of Life Cosmetics by Miss Misha Allen. So I hope I got it on right. She need to fly out here and give us a real life tutorial, right? But tonight I am wearing Freedom, which is right here. I like to keep everything clear because I still have the plastic on it. But tonight I'm wearing Freedom, okay, y'all? Queen of Life. And then I'm also wearing number 4. I'm also wearing her powder. That's number 4. Okay, y'all? So make sure you go and cop this Misha Allen Queen of Life Cosmetics. Go ahead, Kia.
So my lashes are popping, okay? So they come in this cute little container. You just pop them out. So these are my lashes. They were easy to put on. So I love them. I've been wearing them in meetings all week, giving the people at work life. Also, I have on my powder from Misha. And today, the color eyeshadow, I tried something different today. So I have my eyeshadow too. Make sure y'all catch Misha's tutorial because, I got it together today.
Yes.
I watched that. I think I probably gave her all those views today. She probably was like, "What? My views went up really fast." I was watching, okay? But I have on Freedom and Joy. So these colors blend so well. And just to give you a tip that I learned from Misha is that you spread a little bit and that glitter will, pop. That's why I'm over here popping. I'm so silly.
So I know Miss Kia, I know she works her regular job, but I also know that she is working on another installment of From Pain to Love. My Heart Belongs to Him. So everybody, please go out and cop that. Go on Amazon and read this book. My Heart Belongs to Him. So thank you guys so much. And if you are on my Instagram, you have seen the first announcement of Unwelcome to the Neighborhood, which is a series that a trailer that I produced. So you'll be seeing more posts coming out, and hopefully next week I'll show you guys just a little taste of something. Okay, so thank y'all so much. Go ahead.
You forgot to tell them what to do. So don't forget to tell y'all friends this is a party. Y'all can't tell me this party wasn't lit tonight, okay? We got all into open relationships. We done got delivered, from cheating, me. But make sure you tell your friends, your girlfriends, so you can chat with them in the comments. Let's just keep these comments going. This is a cute little show. The potential is to be epic. 3 Black women coming together from basically we're all over the globe. We got one in California, one in Atlanta, one in Detroit. So we just got that little triangle going. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, tell your friends. I got these 3 ladies that come on every Friday night, 9 Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure y'all subscribe to each of our pages because the content on each page be off the chain. Crystal and Misha does the reviews for certain shows. Crystal just did one. What's the name of that show we just did the other day?
Oh gosh, now I can't believe Our Kind of People. Our Kind of People. We went through Our Kind of People.
That one, and Misha does her own, reviews. And Misha, you got anything coming up this weekend, Misha?
Yeah, I was about to say Misha don't end it because she's about to tell us about Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Sunday, I'll be doing my Queen Talk discussion. Basically, it'll be about growing your YouTube channel. So it'll be a little webinar style discussion. So if you're interested in some tips to grow your channel, tune in this Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. And yep, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, make sure you like this video and
yes, please like this video
share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it.
Good night, everyone. Thank y'all.
Peace.